Alright, so I'm gonna call. I have a call scheduled with a wholesaler from New York. So I'm just gonna talk about what he's doing, what we're doing, what's working, what's not working, stuff like that. Hopefully we learn something. I'm kind of scared. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hey, this is Matthew. Is this, I'd never caught your name. A wholesaler from New York?
Yeah, my name is Jack. How's it going, Matthew?
Jack, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So, you wanted to have a call?
Yeah, just wanted to see how things are going for you.
Yeah.
I haven't watched a video of yours in a little bit, to be honest. So
That's
just
fine.
like where you're at and where you're coming from. I was just curious.
Yeah, so I'm in South Florida. I started maybe like a month ago with my cousin. He's kind of like funding me, like paying for the softwares and everything. And just trying to find some deals and learn how to talk to homeowners and sellers. And yeah, what's your story?
Yeah. So I was an agent. I'm still an agent now, but I'm trying to get more into like the wholesale fix and flip space.
Mm-hmm.
Wholesaling in New York seems to be a little more complicated than other states. So
I feel like
go ahead.
I feel like the internet makes it look so easy.
Yeah, well that too.
Yeah. Cause I'm struggling over here.
Do you have any like sales experience?
No. I'm naturally introverted, so.
Well, don't worry, so am I. So that won't hold you back if you don't let it.
Yeah. I've got.
The reason I asked that is just because I'm guessing you're doing a lot of this on the phone and via email or text.
It's all over phone, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like figuring out like your process, I think might help like get you into that next step. Like have you had anybody just like say that have you had anybody who's interested or have you made any offers yet?
So I haven't had anybody interested from off-market deals, but I have. Okay. I did. Last week I went on Zillow and looked at expired listings, and I called some of those, and we're looking at 2 deals now for sub 2, but they owe way too much, and they're asking so much that I don't know if it's gonna work. But we're going back and forth with them and looking at numbers. But that's really all we've gotten.
Yeah, that's good. And that's always good just to like kind of give you that little like that positive light. Like, cause sometimes it's, as you were saying before, it's tough. Like it feels like you're just making a lot of calls and not getting anywhere. So
yeah,
having those are nice.
Mhm.
So all right, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
How many people would you say you're calling a day, or do you keep track?
It's like 100 addresses, and I call the top 2 phone numbers from each address, so 200 numbers.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah, those are good numbers.
Yeah. What are you doing to find wholesale leads?
So I'm looking off market like you. I don't know what software you're using. I'm trying Naturally.
Yeah, that's what we use.
That's what you guys have too?
Yeah. I tried PropStream. I tried it for like a week, and I didn't like it as much as Batch.
Yeah, I tried another one too, Crexy, which is kind of more commercial, but they told me I could get all the same residential as Batch Leads, but I didn't, so I went back to Batch Leads.
Yeah.
That seems alright. The big thing for me is more so that I'm like in a smaller area, so there's not a lot of volume. So I'm trying to be more specific about which houses I'm targeting.
You're not in like New York City. You're like far
I'm
away.
Like 2 hours, north.
Gotcha. What?
Are you near like Miami?
West Palm. Do you know where that is?
West Palm, okay.
But
Not
we
really,
go.
but I know. Go ahead.
We go like an hour south, an hour north, and like an hour west. That's where we look. So it's kind of a big area. There's a lot of properties in the area.
Nice.
But I guess there's not many motivated sellers that want to sell me their home.
Maybe. Or, I don't know, man. It's a numbers game. So if you're getting 200, or 100 houses a day, if you're doing that 5 days a week, eventually you're going to get something.
That's what I'm saying, but
yeah.
I think I need to work on like my scripts and tone more. I know I need to work on my tone, but that's just I'm slowly getting it, I think.
Yeah. No, it's a big part, and you're really early. Like, you know, as you told me, like, you don't have sales background, so you gotta give yourself like some time to pick it up. Like, I got a lot of good experience with sales. I was selling tickets for Major League Soccer, but in like a weird program in Minnesota, and we were doing like 300 calls a day for different teams throughout the country.
Yeah.
But I was like you, like I had no sales experience. I'm an introverted person, like it wasn't comfortable.
Yeah.
And it took me, just to give you some hope, like it took me a month to get my first real sale. And that person I had to call 21 times over the month.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was like, so sometimes you just gotta be persistent and just keep working on your process.
Yeah.
As you said.
What do you say when you call the homeowners, like off-market leads? What would your script be?
Yeah, good question. So, first I call them, be like if I was calling, if their name was Matthew, you'd be like, hey, my name is Jack. I'm a real estate investor. I'm looking to get a hold of Matthew. Is this him? And then if it was, great. And then I'd go into maybe something like, I've been looking for properties in this area. I happen to come across your name at XYZ property and just wanted to see how open would you be to having a conversation about potentially selling this property. And I think the big thing for me is trying to use like open-ended questions, so things to get you away from yes, no answers, and that way they give you a little bit more information and you can continue the conversation. But ideally on the phone, like I'm not necessarily trying to get that number right away. I'm trying to build a little rapport and kind of go from there.
Yeah. What kind of lists are you going after? Pre-foreclosures too, or?
Yeah, some pre-foreclosure. The main one that I've been using, I got one person so far, which is nice, but also some of it is I've been like driving around and looking at houses, and that's kind of how I've been doing it too.
Yeah.
But on Backstreets they have its what is it? I'm blanking on the term, but it's like kind of, they have a term that I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's like for homeowners that don't live in the home, and I've had a little bit of success with that, but I can't say enough to tell you like definitely go for that because I don't have the numbers to support it.
Yeah, you just got one deal.
Yeah, one, not even a full deal. Just I'm actually a little bit newer into wholesaling than you are. I think this is really the start of my third week. So I have somebody who is willing to sell, but I haven't been able to, have a meeting with him yet and go from there. So I'm in a similar spot to you, quite frankly. Just I have a little more experience with real estate and sales.
Yeah. How are you on the realtor side? Like, what is that story? Because that was my original plan. My original plan was to graduate high school, go get my realtor's license, and just be a realtor and start a brokerage.
Yeah. I would say I don't think there's any reason you can't do both. And I would also say that you could have some value to certain people if you're a realtor versus a wholesaler. And if you're just a wholesaler, from just some cash buyers I've spoken to, they're not as likely to work with you, whereas if you're a realtor, they'll probably work with you too.
Yeah.
But I definitely think there could be some value for you. I would personally suggest joining a brokerage when you start, and then if after a couple of years you're like, yeah, I really like this, then start your own.
How are you? What would you say? Generating lead marketing? Are you doing cold calling only, or?
Yeah, cold calling. Like I said, I'm looking at for properties in my town, and then also what I'm doing is I have some connections in my area, and so I'm telling people, if you find a property that I end up, closing a deal on, I'll pay you a finder's fee, a few $100.
Yeah.
But I've had a few people sending me properties over just the first couple of weeks here, just because I told them that. I think I've gotten 10 properties. Now, will I close a deal? I don't know. But
yeah,
it's something, right? And I always look at it like the more, even though I might get less, if I can do more deals, it'll help me in the long run.
Alright. I'm trying to think of more questions I could ask.
Yeah. When you're calling these, home buyer or homeowners rather, is there a common place when you get somebody on the phone that they're like, hey, I don't want to talk anymore, or they hang up on you? Is there a common theme, or would you say each one's been kind of different so far?
I mean, they've really all been different. A lot of people have been like, I'm not selling my house, hang up.
Yep.
But I feel like that's just expected,
Yeah.
How are you finding cash buyers? Or do you already have a list?
Yeah, so I found a couple through real estate, and then one of the YouTube videos I watched, I don't know if you saw this guy, it was real estate skills or something. They do wholesaling stuff. And he had some good tips in the beginning, but their program was $10,000 or something. It's crazy. It's not worth the investment.
Yeah.
But he said find your cash buyers first, there's like 10 or so people that popped up on Google that were like, we buy houses for cash, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I just called them up or sent them an email and said, like, I'm just getting into wholesaling. I'm a real estate agent. Just kind of sent them my story. And I think out of like the 8 or 10, I got 3 that said, you know, send them deals.
Yeah.
So I think that if you haven't done something like that yet, I think that would be a good thing for you to do, just so you can kind of, you can have that back end piece, if you will, like already in place.
Mm-hmm. Do you watch Flip with Rick on YouTube?
No. What do you think of his stuff?
He has an entire course of wholesaling just like for free. All you have to do is put in your email. And I went through it, and that's where I learned everything I got.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I'll check that out.
he posts like live cold calling and all that like all the time. It's him and his dad. And they have like a multi-million-dollar wholesaling business. Is what they say, but they seem legit.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. I'm kind of with you. Like, some of these people seem legit, but I'm kind of skeptical.
Yeah.
You know? I'm trying to get into more of like the fix and flip myself.
Mm-hmm.
But wholesaling could be a good avenue to like build up my funds, because, you know, it's kind of hard to buy a house with cash.
Yeah. I'm trying to like build just like an entire real estate investing company where we would do like a little bit of everything. But I'm trying to start that with wholesaling, and ideally move into like rentals, like just buying distressed commercial properties and like going in, adding value, paint, carpet, fixing it up, raising rents, and maybe selling it, maybe holding it, and just making a lot off cash flow. That's my end goal with this company. And I'm trying to drum up cash with wholesaling to fund all that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that seems like a good plan. How long ago did you graduate high school?
I graduate next week.
Oh, you haven't even graduated yet?
No.
Just think of it as a long game. So if this is like really what you want to do and you feel pretty confident about that, I wouldn't worry about, you know, the first month not getting too much traction. Just keep trying to improve and like meet people and keep going. But you're so early in the process, man. Like, the fact you're even doing this is awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And plus, I mean, I just saw an article yesterday or 2 days ago that said how prices are slowly coming down because interest rates are going up and there's more motivated sellers coming on the market. So it seems like a really good time to start getting into wholesaling, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I saw something in Florida that said like housing prices were coming down kind of quickly, so you might be able to get some deals in the next few months, I would think.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah. Yeah, man, stay with it. You know, keep making the calls.
I will.
And then, yeah, if you're down, like I would be down to keep chatting with you every couple weeks or so. Keep seeing what we're both doing and how we can help each other.
Yeah, that sounds great. Keep each other accountable.
All right.
Alright, yeah. Do you mind if I post this on YouTube, this conversation?
I don't know, man. Go ahead.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have social media, like YouTube or anything? Instagram?
Yeah, I'm trying to do kind of what you're doing, to be honest, but on like a weekly basis. So I'm trying to like make my channel just so I can update my process, or like give a weekly update on as to what I'm doing. So
What's your channel name?
I think this is terrible. I think it's Jack Banks Real Estate, but I'm not 100% certain.
Yeah.
I'll send you a text with the link.
Alright. Thank you. So yeah, I mean, I'm trying to, my goal for this year is to post 1,000 videos by the end of the year. And I'm on pace to do that. I'm at like 181. Cause I have my list and I just call, and whatever happens in that time, I just clip it and post it as long, or with the long form, like 2 hours uncut version, you know?
Nice.
Yeah, so
How's that going?
it's going pretty good. I mean, I've grown from, like, in the last month since I started posting, I went from like 10 random subscribers to 142, and I'm at 60,000 views over my whole channel and 376 hours of watch time. So it's done kind of better than I could have expected.
Yeah, dude, you gotta keep going with that. I had like a basketball channel. I'm trying to get it back going, and I left it alone for like 5 years, but I grew it to like 1,300 subscribers or something.
Damn.
But you've got momentum right now. The only reason I'm even telling you that number is I think you keep going for the rest of this year, you're gonna pass that number.
Yeah, that's why I want to get to 1,000, because I know my videos like suck quality wise, so I'm trying to make up for it in quantity, you know?
Yeah, you can keep, I would, I get what you're saying. As much as you can, like, improve, make little tweaks on the quality.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like, just keep going, because, like, it's like, I'm sure you know, it's like a snowball. Like, in the beginning, it takes a lot of time to get that, like, go from 10 to 20.
Yeah.
But then it takes less time to go from 20 to 30, and so on and so forth. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm noticing.
Yep.
I did invest, like, I had a GoPro, and that's what my first videos were filmed on, and the quality was so terrible. So, and I had $1,000 I was gonna invest in crypto, and then the day I was gonna do it, the crypto market just tanked, and I was like, it's not tangible, I don't know. So I was like, screw it, and I bought a $700 Sony camera, and now the quality is amazing. But yeah,
this is a good investment.
Yeah, I know.
Well, alright, you go by Matthew?
Yes.
By the way, or Matt?
Matthew, yeah. Matthew Nadeau.
Alright. Alright, well, Matthew, it was nice talking with you, man, and let's stay in touch, and we'll see what happens here.
Yes. Alright,
Cool.
I'll call you maybe in like a month, see where you're at.
Yeah, that sounds good. Like the start of June.
Yes, will do.
Alright.
Thank you.
Man. Take care.
You too.
Alright.
Pretty interesting conversation.